Now, they say more money, more problems, but fame is probably a little bit more dangerous than money. Since you've gotten your McDonald's commercial, what kind of things have been thrown at you?
You know, I've been trying to use it for definitely to open up a variety of opportunities. More shows have been coming, definitely more interviews. Last year I was trying to struggle, like scrambling for interviews.
I remember that.
Now it's like, you know, they want to interview me now, which is good because that gives me a chance to expose people to what I do as far as musically and build my presence. As far as money, the check is nice. I'm not going to front. The check, it helps.
The Final Four is definitely running a whole bunch of those. I'm loving it. I'm making it.
Yeah, we making it. The check is nice.
Yeah.
But along with that, you know, it comes to people who feels like our Uncle Tom did. I sold out, I'm a coon and all this extra stuff. But if you actually look at the video, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I don't either.
You know what I mean? It's short, it's brief, it's not like
it's not like you rapping for fucking fried chicken. So I think there's a little extra in that criticism. I don't really believe that it's about that.
You know what it is? I think it's people being closed-minded, especially black people. Black people are closed-minded, so when they see a corporation like McDonald's doing something that's kind of urban, it's like, oh, they ain't supposed to be doing that, that's taboo. But then when you see a corporation like Nike do something urban, even though they're urban based, it's acceptable. You know what I mean? And I personally, I think it's wrong. You know what I mean? I think it's like, if I'd have been out there, if me and Ronald McDonald would have been ciphering, which I still would have found cool, but if me and him would have been ciphering back and forth, then I could have been like, alright, okay, maybe. But I actually had a chance to see it the other day. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, why is everybody raving? Like, if I'd seen this on TV, I wouldn't have been like, oh, this guy's like selling out. But everybody got their own opinion.
But you know, some of that really is just like, because they not getting the money and they not getting the flash and they not getting the attention. I'm sure that there's a bit of jealousy involved in that. You know, I mean, there's been times where you see people in commercials and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Nah.
I think this was I think it was fairly solid and fairly even.
Nah, honestly, I have seen a bunch of commercials with rap elements, hip hop elements, or like singing elements, and you be like, I'm not even gonna mention none, but I don't feel in this case it's that situation. And people don't really make a strong, strong opinions for me to just be like, oh, yeah, it was a bad commercial. Once again, it's just, to me, it's just, the whole thing is just crazy. The situation is just crazy. And if you look past the money, because the money is something that can settle, something that can blow. Now, if you look at the opportunity in the age of now, with a saturated market of artists, just not rappers, but artists, period, we gotta find different ways to get ourselves out there. And as long as it doesn't compromise your integrity, like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? Right now, my face is national. It's national.
International.
You know, it's international. And whether it's national or international, it's still at exposure. I went from being somebody who was just, you know, even though I'm still grinding and still rough.
I get the email.
Rough pace, yeah. I went from somebody who's just local to people knowing my face. Whether they know the music or not, they know my face. You know what I mean? And if they get really intrigued and really intrigued by the commercial, they'll go back and research. People have been tweeting, and when the people tweet, good or bad, I hit them back. Everybody hit back up. You know what I mean? And that's just the confidence in me, because I know I'm ill. So, you know what I mean? That's just my personal confidence. And I feel like once they get exposed to my music and what I do, they can see it's a true artist and not some paid actor on this joint. You know what I mean? And that makes the world a difference.
Now, I heard one of your mixtapes where you were a comic book hero.
Yeah, that's the album.
I think, that's the album. I thought it was very interesting. I thought you had good production. I thought your flow was good. I mean, it didn't sound like Amateur Night at the Apollo. Tell us about the science behind that, and how did that develop? How did you develop that concept?
Now, the Coolest B-Boy stance was basically my personal tribute to hip hop, and I wanted to make a story where it was a where it was just where it could possibly be relevant to more than just a hip hop listener. You know, to more than just the everyday hip hop listener. You know, we think the everyday hip hop listener is just somebody who's maybe into just backpacking or maybe they sell drugs. But I wanted to relate it to just more than that. And songs like Superhero Theme, which was a trinity and a saga, because it's, you know, the superhero's perspective, then the evil villain's perspective, then it ends with the final confrontation, which, you know what I mean, the final confrontation for me within this album was, you know, could be the inner battle you find within yourself. You know what I mean? But I wanted to make it so that this could be you. This could be, you could be on this train reading this comic book. Your mom's gonna wake you up in the morning, because that's like when you was growing up, that's what happened. I wanted this to be a journey into the life of an artist, and whether it was particularly me, which it is about, but I wanted to make it feel like it can be your story with that authenticity, that's why you find songs on it like Joystick Madness. Now, man, how many people haven't played Street Fighter? Like, seriously.
Yeah, that was the first joint with the body slamming and the beatdowns. That was the first joint.
Exactly. How many people we do these things, you know what I mean? I wanted to make it very human, and I like to build music of trying to make it human and emotion, you know. It's different instrumentation that goes with different emotion on this album, and that's what I wanted to give him with the Coolest Big Boy stance.